Hello everyone, hope my mic is working alright. Today I just wanted to make a video tutorial type thingy about my ground slam build. And before I get started, I want to just go ahead and just try the Marauder with a more physical damage type build. So the basis is ground slam with cast on crit and just lots of AoE. I have Glacial Cascade, Ice Nova, Cast on Crit, Ground Slam, and increased AoE. Eventually I want to get a 6 link, but for now just a 5 link. And you can see how large this Ground Slam is. And the Ice Nova itself has a little increased AoE on it from the quality. My items and stuff very bad at the moment. I just started torment, so I don't have too much stuff here. I'll show you some vendor these crappy items out of here. But so far, even without any items or currency, I should say, I actually get through maps and all the content very easily. Alright, the main items you're going to want: Doriani's Catalyst, gives you decent physical, and then the huge buff to all your elements. And then Doriani's Invitation for extra cold damage, and the Leech. So I got 2% cold leech from those two, that's how I stay alive. Got a Series Step on the boots, Rat's Nest hat, Vol's Protector for infinite power charges. But it does give a lot of mana problems, so I have Mana Leech linked onto my Heralds, which actually helps quite a bit. On my offhand, a Divinaris, just crit and more damage, and AoE as well. My Amis and rings, I don't even want to show you, they're terrible. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just start up a map to show you the build. Just do level 70. I'm at 77 right now, but with these items I can't do too high of maps yet. It's not that I don't have the damage, I'm just too squishy. I mean, my resists are terrible. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. And then after a little bit of maps, I'll show you my passive tree. Alright, so on my auras, I just have all 3 heralds. I do want to swap that out eventually to get more items and gems. Ground slam, that's pretty much it. I just ground slam. Oh, I do have molten shell cast on damage taken, and reduce mana on the heralds, obviously. And then a leap slam with the faster attacks and increased AoE. That was just because I had an open slot. So anyway. Of course I get that as the first mob. I guess this wasn't the best map to try to show off the skill, but you can see when I do crit, there's a massive AoE casting. And I have a roughly 50% crit chance with my power charges up. So hopefully I can get to 60 or 70 when I get better rings and Amis. So on this build, it is mostly elemental, but it does deal a good amount of physical. Ground slam itself, 4000 DPS. A little over 4000. So if you have elemental resistance, I mean, you're still going to be doing damage. And then on my Ice Nova and Glacial Cascade, they are about a little under 2k each. And that should go up quite a bit as well, once I just get better items. And also passive tree, I have huge cold nodes coming up in a couple levels here. So if I crit a large mob, I can cast, 4 or 5 of both of these spells at once, and it just completely annihilates everything. So the weaknesses on this build so far, it's low life, pretty squishy, and of course with better items, depending how rich you are, you can really get a lot more health and resist. The mana, it was a problem until I got the leech going. Even now I almost ran out of mana there. So I do have to keep a couple mana pots on me at all times. It's kind of unique. Let's try and identify that. Not very good. Well, let's keep on moving. I'll open up the passive tree in a second here. Yeah, when I get a few good crits on, I mean, it's just an insane amount of burst. Now this is level 70 map with no mods, but once my damage goes up, I will definitely go to higher levels and put some mods on them. Plus I don't want to die when I'm trying to show off my skills. I'll try to keep it easy. Alright, well, looks like monsters are far away, so let's go and look at the passives. Just starting off with the melee damage on Marauder, attack speed. I have about 3 attacks per second, and even though I'm a mostly elemental build, and you can see here just life, strength, up resistance. I'm going to go with the one hand, increase damage, then over here to the mace damage, and then a culling strike if I stun them, which does happen quite a bit because of the reduced stun threshold here, and on ground stun itself I think it's 25% reduced. And here's just crits, mace crit. I moved up. These mana, or I mean int and dex, I can probably get rid of once I have the items for it. This elemental damage with weapons, and all these elemental nodes here. Power charge, amplify, and moved over here to this awesome little elemental area, circle. Just huge amounts of damage here, and then this one is awesome. 25% increased damage against shocked, frozen, ignited enemies, which is basically all the time. Need some extra cold damage up here. And moving along. Got more crit on the mace. So without power charges, I'm at a 30% crit, and with power charges, 50%. But that can definitely go up quite a bit to 40 without and 60 with, maybe even higher, depending on how good of rings I get. Then I moved over here near the witch areas. Got another power charge. Spell damage on power charge, a little bit of health, and more radius and radius damage. And right here on the next few levels, I'm going to be going through all of these cold nodes. It's going to give me huge amounts of damage and 10% more freeze chance and increased freeze duration. And then after that, I will go down here and just get these extra little cold nodes. And by then I will be pretty much capped out. I should be, I mean, if I want to spend the time to get past 90, but who knows. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So anyway, yeah, that's about it on the passive tree for now. Pretty much just came up with it as I went, and it's working out quite well. I'm sure you people out there, if you want to try this build, can improve on it, improve on the items and everything. I'm not a professional, I just thought this was a really fun build. Let's see if I can get a better map. That one wasn't very fun to show off the AoEs. Yeah, I don't have very much maps either. Rapid mass out, that's not very good for showing off though. We'll just do the dunes. A lot of open areas, a lot of mobs. Just to show off a little bit of this AoE I got going on. My mic is very bad, I hope it's gonna sound alright in the video. Got the power charges up. Just go run through these mobs. Yeah, on big open areas when there's lots of big mobs, this build really shines. Uh-oh, there's reflect. You can one-shot yourself on those if you're not careful with this build. Let's see if I can jump past them. I'll go back to Elarion later. Oh, you know what, Elarion would be pretty fun to show. Gotta kill these guys slowly. There we go. I just cast so many ice novas and cascades. And my gems are not level 20, so I mean, I can probably get Ice Nova and Cascade up to 3,000 DPS each. Maybe even 5,000 on my Ground Slam. And just hopefully a lot more tankiness once I get more items. I don't even have to move, I can pretty much reach everything from right here in the middle. I'm not sure why the game volume went off. I guess when I plugged my mic in, it must have messed with the settings or something. But I usually play with the sound off anyway. Well, it is cool to hear all the poppings and stuff when I crit. There we go. So I think we'll call it a day there. Hopefully the game sound is on when I put the video up. And yeah, if you have any questions about any items or, you know, passive trees or anything, just go ahead and let me know in a comment. And yeah, one cool thing about this Capstone Crit build is you can actually use the Ground Slam to level up all the way till you're 60, 70, because the amount of physical damage at the beginning of the tree you get, I mean, lets you just, you know, plow through everything at low level. As in where most Capstone Crits you have to use a different leveling build until you get up to like 60 or so. And yeah, I use Ground Slam all the way up, and it just gets stronger and stronger as you go. Oh, and I did have Assassin's Mark cast on hit, or curse on hit, with my Herald of Thunder up here somewhere. Curse on hit, Herald of Thunder, Assassin's Mark, so that's just an extra 9% crit chance, and 28% chance to get a power charge, even though I don't need that. But the good thing is 37% more damage from crit. So if they are cursed, they'll have 60% chance to crit with my 50% and then or 9 from the curse itself. And a huge amount of damage taken. Alright, that'll be all. Thanks for watching. And never forget how important Celestial Punishment is. So much more damage.